Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Joey Knight Jr. here with another edition of Weekly Purchases. A very spooky edition of Weekly Purchases as today is Halloween. So, happy Halloween to everyone out there. And as you can see right here with this big old stack in my hand that started the video, is a DVD version of Weekly Purchases today. Yes, we're getting through a bunch of these DVDs that I've been getting for my pay-per-view DVD collection. So let's get right on into it. Only 2 pay-per-views being highlighted in this because I just went crazy and said, you know what, I'm going to try to finish out the pay-per-views for these 2 specifically. I don't know why. Well, I know why for one of them. The other one I can't tell you. But let's get into that. So we have Night of Champions 2008 right here. As you can see, Edge, Matt Hardy, Kane, Mickie James, Jericho, and Triple H on the cover. Always bothered me as a kid because as you see right here, all the champions highlighted on the cover except the tag team champions. So like Cody Rhodes and Hardcore Holly and Miz and John Morrison should be on this cover. Things like that always bothered me as a kid. I don't know why. It's like, now if I remember correctly, the 07 version had every single champion on the cover. And then you do this one the very next year, and it's like, we do all the champions except the tag team champions. And then this next one does something even more. So we have Night of Champions 2009, where we only do the 2 world champions and the 2 mid-card champions. Just stuff like that drives me bonkers. I don't know if it drives anyone else bonkers, but visually speaking, it drives me bonkers. But you can see right here, Night of Champions 2009, every championship defended. Got the back art right there. And then continuing with the Night of Champions theme, once again on the cover, Randy Orton. Solo this time, it is just Randy Orton, WWE Champion, after the show. That's another thing that always bothered me as a kid. I don't know if I mentioned it on here before, but like when they show you, like especially like this being the main event, like, well, I can't remember if this is the main event or not. It was either this is the World Heavyweight title match with Kane and The Undertaker. One of those 2 was the main event. But especially when it's a big moment like this, a big title change, and it's plastered all over on the DVD, whether it be the side or the back or on the front, it's just plastered on there. Like, what if like you avoided the internet and everything else, or you're just a random person, you know, seeing a DVD and you're like, oh, yeah, I haven't watched WWE in a while. And then the DVD shows you the outcome of one of the big things happening. I don't know. Just bothers me. I think the DVD's cover should always be the poster cover. Just my opinion. But then we move on to Night of Champions 2011. See right here. And I believe this is the first Night of Champions. This might be the first one. In fact, let me look on the back of these because I know. Okay, no, 2010 was. I was about to say, this might have been the first Night Champions where one of the matches was not for a title. Nope, 2010 had one of those, but also featured CM Punk, but it was CM Punk and The Big Show. But here we go, the cover right there. And then we got the back art right there. Continuing forward, speaking of CM Punk, we got Night of Champions 2012. I watched the absolute mess out of this DVD growing up when I originally had it. I don't know why. I can't explain to you why. Just really like that pay-per-view for some reason. Now moving forward to Night of Champions 2013, we have Daniel Bryan on the cover, once again spoiling us what happened on the show. And then we got the back art right there, as did the previous cover, 2012. But now keep going with Night of Champions. We have 2014 right here. Lesnar and Cena on the cover. And then we got our back art right there. And then for the final installment of Night of Champions, because after this it'd be known as Clash of Champions when they did the brand split and everything else. Night of Champions 2015. Seth Rollins double champ duty. Back-to-back matches. John Cena and then Sting. So there we have the awesome cover on the front. And then we got our back right there. So now, moving forward to SummerSlam. I do believe me having all these SummerSlams right here completes my journey on getting all the SummerSlams. I don't know. I have to look at my notes and make sure on that, but I believe this is all the SummerSlams I need because I have the anthology back there, and I've had some other ones throughout my various purchases, weekly purchases, and everything else. This one I did not need, but it was in a lot because the anthology already comes with 07. But hey, I'm not going to complain about getting an extra one. So we got the front right there, and then the back. Then we move on to SummerSlam 2008. Got the back right there. And now we got SummerSlam 2010. Now, something like this doesn't bother me because it wasn't a result. It's just a snapshot of the action. Maybe a little hypocritical, but at least it's not a result. At least it's not, Cena tapping out Wade Barrett in the main event. Spoilers, by the way, for a 15-year-old pay-per-view. But yes, we have SummerSlam 2010 right here. Bada bing, bada boom. And then moving on to 2011, we got Cena and Punk on the cover. And then we got our back right there. Moving onward to 2012. Once again, just something about 2012. I don't know if that's because that was another, peak time period of my fandom or what, but SummerSlam 2012, I watched this SummerSlam over and over again on DVD when I had it. Speaking of watching a SummerSlam over and over again on DVD when I had it, but this one I actually do think goes down as, at minimum, top 5 SummerSlam of all time. SummerSlam 2013. This SummerSlam was magical. Bryan and Cena, Lesnar and Punk, Christian and Alberto Del Rio putting on an absolute banger on the pay-per-view. Bray Wyatt's pay-per-view debut, return of the Inferno match, even though I think they called it Ring of Fire instead. Great pay-per-view. Great all-timer pay-per-view was SummerSlam 2013. And now, moving on from 2013, a couple years later, SummerSlam 2015. Now, I don't know if I put this as high as top 5, but I think if someone said SummerSlam 2015 is a top 10 SummerSlam, I think I agree with them. I think I let them have it because this one was another banger of a SummerSlam. We got our back art right there. And another great SummerSlam. SummerSlam 2016, the first pay-per-view post-redone brand split in the year 2016. Cena and AJ, Finn and Seth. We don't talk about what happened to Finn on this night and then what happened to him the day after because it just brings back too many sad memories. Lesnar and Randy Orton, that infamous ending. Man, that SummerSlam was insanity. And now we have SummerSlam 2018 right here. And then we got the back. And then another great SummerSlam. When I think about, great SummerSlams throughout history, I think 2019 is another great one. Say what you want about WWE in 2019, but SummerSlam and Survivor Series that year with the whole NXT involvement and everything, chef's kiss. We got the back right here. And then moving onward to Pandemic SummerSlam 2020, most notable for being the debut of the Tribal Chief version of Roman Reigns. And then speaking of our Tribal Chief, we move on to a couple years later, SummerSlam 2022, Reigns and Lesnar, their all-out insanity of a last man standing match. As you can see, the back right there. And then finally, we got SummerSlam 2023. As of right now, the very last edition of SummerSlam to be released on DVD. So a little sad factoid if you're someone like me. And then we got the back right there. So that is it for today's version of weekly purchases. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I very much so enjoyed it. I can't wait to get this DVD collection done. Who knows? Maybe I'll go on an absolute binge watch and watch every single DVD I've purchased throughout this period. That will take forever, but who knows? I'm insane enough to do it. But with that being said, please leave a like on the video, comment on the video, share the video, but most importantly of all, subscribe to Joey Knight Jr. and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.